Oh no, we got a surprise for you guys. Probably the biggest shocker, the biggest surprise in the 2023-24 NFL season. The biggest shock. Like, this is going to be so huge that I don't think no one is going to predict this. Unless you live in this city, of course. And let's talk about this real quick. Okay, so Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers leaves. He goes to the Jets. So Jordan Love is the new guy in charge in Green Bay. You got Minnesota with Kirk Cousins still at the helm. Now, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, look, I know people are expecting the Vikings to be good again. I'm just not. I think last season was a fluke. I really do. I mean, the defense sucks. The defense was awful. Somehow they still managed to win a bunch of games. I just don't think that's going to happen this year. I think they come back down. They come back way down. They're going to be not a good team. The Chicago Bears are going to improve, and they're going to be better. And the team that's going to own this division next season, the Detroit Lions. That's right. And you're like, what? The who? The what? I said it. The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, folks. That's right. I'm not even joking here. I think Detroit Lions they're gonna own this division. They're gonna go undefeated at home this year. They're gonna go 8-4 against the conference. They're gonna split in the division 3-3. They're gonna finish the season 11-6, and that will be enough to win the NFC North. They're gonna win the NFC North by at least 2 games. And I got an even bigger surprise for you guys. Not only will they win the NFC North, they're gonna have the best record in the conference. They're gonna be the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. The Detroit Lions, the number 1 seed. Can you believe that? That's like you probably wonder, is Barry Sanders in the building? Is who's there? Is Calvin Johnson walking through the door? No. This is Detroit's year, folks. Nah, not to win the Super Bowl, of course. They're not gonna do that. I'm not that crazy. But this is the year that the Detroit Lions will be a number 1 seed. Now, if you want to see why or how I got the Lions at 11 wins, you're gonna have to go to SportsSteady TV and look for the Detroit Lions preview, game by game win-loss record. But I will tell you right here that Dan Campbell is gonna get his big break. It's gonna finally pay off all that crying at the press conferences and all the love he got. He's such a hard worker. He's a great guy, and blah, blah. It's finally gonna pay off, at least for this season. And some of it is gonna come because, you know, the conference is not that good. You know, the schedule's kind of favorable towards them, and you know they're gonna get some breaks here and there, and they're gonna take advantage. Okay, that's how it's gonna happen. And they're gonna start the season off like on a hot streak. They're gonna start the year 6-2, guys. First 8 weeks before the bye week, 6-2, and that's how they're gonna maintain that lead. So that's it. And they're gonna win every home game, which is a recipe for success in the NFL. You win all your home games. You play well against the conference. Yeah. You don't screw up. You split the division. That's how you win the division. You winning all your home games and winning and splitting and at least going 500 in the division. You will clinch the division every single time, pretty much. Also, like I said, you go to SportsSteady TV, youtube.com/SportsSteady, and look up Detroit Lions, and you will see why we have the Lions at 11 wins and how they got to the 11 wins. Now, let's recap the NFC North. Detroit Lions, 11-6. Chicago Bears 9-8. Bears are gonna be good this year. They're gonna win. They're gonna go 7-1 at home. Okay, 7-1 at home. Yeah, that's how it's gonna happen. Minnesota Vikings, the team that everyone's gonna be watching for. They're actually gonna be pretty good in the division, but they're gonna struggle against the AFC. That's where their downfall is gonna be. They're gonna go 6-11. They're gonna lose every single game against the AFC this year. But they're going to play really well in the division. They're going to go 5-1 in the division. So the Vikings will play well against the division, but against AFC opponents, they're going to struggle big time. They're going to lose to the Chargers, the Chiefs, right? They're going to lose at Denver, at Vegas, at Cincinnati. I mean, that's not an easy AFC schedule for the Vikings, and they're gonna lose. Especially, I mean, all those teams have better offenses. Vikings come in with a crappy defense, shaky secondary. I mean, you just see that those games are all gonna go the way. The only game that they possibly, I think, that could be a maybe for them would be them winning. Could they go to Denver on Sunday Night Football and beat the Denver Donkeys? Maybe. Could they win December 10th at Vegas? Maybe. But the other games, I'm definitely going to say no. So, Vikings 6-11, that's their low end, right? The high, 8 wins. If everything goes perfectly, 8, maybe 9 wins. Still won't be enough to win the division or even make the playoffs. Just saying. So that's the Vikings. Sorry, Kirk Cousins. I mean, when you got to start the year, you'll win your home opener against Tampa. You're gonna lose to Philly. Then you got to play the Chargers. You're gonna lose to Carolina, which is a bad loss at Carolina against Bryce Young. That's gonna be a bad loss. It'll be a close game, but a bad loss. Then you're gonna lose at home to Kansas City. Then you got to go out to Chicago, take on Justin Fields. You're gonna lose that. I know you're going to beat Chicago. You're going to lose to San Francisco on Monday night. A couple of Monday Nighters for Minnesota as well. They're going to get swept by the Bears this year. Just so you guys know. They get swept by the Bears. All right, and the last team, the Green Bay Packers. I know everyone's wondering what's going to happen here. Is Jordan Love ready to take the reins? Is he going to pick up? Is he going to be the next Aaron Rodgers? I'm afraid not. It's not going to be a pretty season for the Green Bay cheeseheads out there. You're going to see the Packers lose 5 in a row at one point in the season. And a brutal 5-game losing streak where it starts with November 12th going into December 11th. They're going to lose every single game. That's a tough stretch too. Pittsburgh, Chargers, Lions, Chiefs, Giants. I mean, wow. I mean, that's the season right there for the Packers. And then they're going to lose early on too. They're going to lose 4 of their first 5. 3 of their first 5 on the road, but they're going to lose 4 of their first 5 altogether. At Chicago, at Atlanta, at Vegas, right? Home to Detroit, which they'll win that somehow. And a home to New Orleans. I mean, it's brutal for them. They're going to lose every game in the AFC. I told you this, guys. The AFC is the superior conference. It's even more superior this year. So the Packers are going to lose all their conference games against the AFC. And that's where things go bad. So the AFC is going to feast on a lot of wins against the NFC this year. They're going to beat the brakes off them. So the Packers will finish 5-12. That's their record. 5-12 for Jordan Love in his first year as the full-time starter for the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is all predictions, so I know the cheeseheads are going to be upset with that. But look, I showed Detroit love, man. Detroit Lions, Lion Nation, what do they call themselves? Detroit Nation, Lion, the D, I don't know. I gave you guys some love, man. I got you guys at 11 wins. I don't think many people even have you guys at 8 wins. I show Chicago love too, even though I got killed for Chicago during the preseason. I was kind of harsh on Justin Fields, but hey, I'm showing Chicago some love. Got you in the playoffs. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Yeah, I got you at the playoffs. So let's recap the division. Detroit 11-6, Chicago 9-8, Minnesota 6-11, and Green Bay 5-12. Now in this division, there'll be 2 teams headed to the postseason. The Detroit Lions will be the number 1 seed in the whole conference, and the Chicago Bears will also make the playoffs. They'll be in the wild card as the 6th seed. So they have to go on the road and take on the 3 seed. If you want to know what that is, who that will be, you have to go watch the NFC South preview. Speaking of NFC South, I made a huge mistake here, and I got NFC South on the screen. This is supposed to be NFC North, so my apologies. Let's fix that real quick. Boom. There we go. Next time around, you'll see NFC North. But Chicago will make the playoffs, so will Detroit, and Minnesota, Green Bay will not. So now I know the Minnesota is the surprising one, right? I know you guys are like, people are gonna say, Minnesota? Are you kidding me? They just won like 12 games last year or something like that. They're amazing. They're not gonna lose. I get it. But you understand the NFL, right? It's always a team that overachieves and takes a step back. Remember a few years ago when the Raiders were supposed to be really good, because a lot of the games they were in, they could have won a bunch of games, they lost, and they was like, Raiders not that good. A lot of the games they won by like 2-3 points or less. Following season, Raiders sucked. I think this is Minnesota's year for that happening. They won a bunch of games last year they probably shouldn't have won, and this is the year where they come back down to earth. I'm telling you, I just feel it. And Detroit and Chicago are going to take that step. Green Bay is just around. That's how I see it. Let me know what you think about it. If you want to see every game-by-game win-loss breakdown of these 4 teams, go to GridironSteady TV on YouTube and look up any team you're looking for. We got all 32 teams win-loss breakdown each game. You can find it there. Like and subscribe to the channel. Get us to 1K before the season, or even at least before week 1. That would be cool if we can get there. It's not looking good right now, but hey, you never know. Also, if you disagree, let us know in the comments. Flood the comments about your team. I want to hear from Packer. I want to hear from the Cheeseheads. I want to hear from the Vikings squad. I want to hear from Bears Nation or and Lions Kingdom. Lions Kingdom. Okay, that. What's it called? Lions Pride? They should have called themselves Lions Kingdom. I guess they couldn't use that because it was Chiefs Kingdom already existing, plus the Lions, they can't call themselves a kingdom. They haven't won. But after this year, after winning the NFC North this year, 11-win team, the Detroit Lions should call themselves the Lions Kingdom, because they're going to own the NFC North this year. That's the kingdom. Okay? So let's talk. Let's get the Lions PR team on the phone to see if we can do something about that. Bears. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. We got to go. Like and subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment if you disagree or agree. Flood it. Let us know. Even if you think we're stupid, let us know. We got the last division next on the next video coming up, the NFC East, and we'll be breaking that down. And then after that, we'll have another video to break down the full playoffs. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? That's so we can win the game. Sports page run by sports fans. Peace.